So hello everyone and welcome back to the allotment. As I'm sure you're all probably aware, it's been a little while since I've done a video. Probably about a month and a half ago, I started a new job, started to lose my mojo with the allotment a little bit. Still popped up here occasionally and did a little bit, but it was a lot less than I should have been. So the allotment's kind of run away with itself. During this time, I also kind of didn't go on YouTube as much as I usually do, so I've missed out on quite a few videos, so I'm slowly catching up again. So if you've not seen or heard from me for a little while, that's why. So I thought I'd give you a quick show of how bad the allotment's looking at the moment and get on with tidying. So as always, I start the sign, and as you can see, it's not here. So I've taken it home just to refresh it a little bit, and I'll probably get a new post for it as well. I've done the same on the other plot. I've trimmed down all the front of here. I've done some of that today. I did get rid of some a little while ago, but I've just given it a bit more of a trim today. As you can see, I have got my strimmer out. So this bed here is where the raspberries all used to be. It's got rather overgrown, and you can probably tell in the background we have got some bindweed here. So I'm probably going to get all this sort of trimmed down and black plastic over this to hopefully try and kill it off a little bit. This bed here I did clear quite recently, and I have put some strawberry runners in here. There's a few weeds that are coming up, as you can see, so I do need to go and pick some of those. And then over here you can see where the rhubarb bed is. It's very quickly turning into a horseradish bed, as it usually does every year. Moving up a little bit more, these beds, I probably should have put some weed membrane down on these before I put the bark chip in, but I didn't. So we've got a couple of white currant bushes here which are doing okay. But as you can tell, we've got lots of grass and weeds have come through. And same on this side, we've got the cherry bushes and the ones on the end with the raspberries, roses, that also need a bit of a tidy up. Coming up here, we've got my corn, which is starting to take shape. I need to have a little hoe in between all these plants. I did that about a week or so ago, but we do, because we've had rain and we've had hot weather, all the weeds are growing at a spectacular rate. Over the back we've got 5 tomato plants, all looking a bit sorry for themselves. Again, it's a very, very hot day today, and it was, I think, 34, 35 degrees yesterday, so they've all struggled a little bit. And just keeping them watered is a struggle. I have got some in my greenhouse in auto pots, which are doing really, really well. These were just kind of extra ones that I thought I'd put out here and see how they did. We've got the remnants of the broad beans here, and we've got a few beans still coming up. Actually, a fair few that I hadn't noticed. So I'm not going to get rid of these just yet, but they will be disappearing soon. Got another bed over the back which needs tidying. I will possibly put some chilies or something like that in this one, or one of the many other plants that I've got at home in the greenhouse. Moving up to this one. This one has got one of my courgette plants in it. This was one of the first plants I actually planted out here. I've not had any courgettes off it yet, but we have got some flowers. No, I lie, I did have a courgette on here. And that's the remnants of it, so somebody's had a good nibble on that. I suspect it might be the resident mouse that visits here. And then in this one here, I did put up this netting a week or so ago. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, one of the poles has snapped, so I need to replace that. But inside of here, you've got lots of purple sprouting broccoli, all of which needs a bit of a water today while I'm down here. And this is just to keep A, the cabbage white butterflies, and B, the pigeons out. So it's coming along, the fruit trees are doing okay. I doubt we're going to have any fruit on these this year. I think last year it was a fluke that we got some apples on that apple tree. That's why it's a bit wonky. I do need to stake that up, and I will probably stake all of these trees up as well. But actually, as you can see, they're putting on a decent bit of growth down here, which is good. I did plant up this little wildlife area here. It's got lots of wildflower seeds amongst bulbs and things. You can see where all the bulbs have started coming up. What I have done is left a bit of a path down here, so I'll probably wood chip this path at some point. I do have a pond which for some reason has got a carry bag in it, so that needs to come out. But I have spotted from the wildflowers over the back there, we've got a borage plant, which I know the bees absolutely love. Then moving along, we have got thistles upon thistles upon thistles. So this is part of my challenge for today. I've got the strimmer out and I'm going to start heading down there and strimming all that off, because I would eventually like to be able to grow in this area. I was once upon a time going to have a massive wildlife area up there, but I've decided that actually that's a bit of a waste of the space. So I thought this one here in the middle to attract the bees, and then I will turn up here into either some beds or go for some kind of old-fashioned sort of open plan growing. T-bunker is still standing, and we've also got the compost bins, which hopefully there should be some lovely compost in the bottom of that one to take out and fill some beds with. Hopefully not rat infested, but I wouldn't hold my breath. So I'm going to get on with some of that strimming, and hopefully we'll be looking a bit better soon. So it's probably now about an hour and a half later. I've been getting as much as I can done with the strimmer. I've had a few technical issues with the way that the strimmer line feeds, and as you can imagine, tackling some of those weeds, I'm going through strimmer line like nobody's business. So what I will probably do is try and find I need a new nut to put my bush cutter attachment onto the strimmer. So I'm potentially going to try and do that, because I think, as you can see, all the thistles behind me, they're pretty tough, and the strimmer line is not coping very well. So what I have done is I've trimmed a lot of the grass and things like that I can around here, and some stinging nettles towards the back. I'm just trying to be wary of any bumblebee nests or anything like that. I think I found one, so I've left that alone for the time being. It might not be, they might have just been trying to find one of the plants that I'd trimmed down. So let's have a quick look at what I've done so far today. So one of the things I've done is I've strimmed down between these paths, and I've actually semi-put that cage back up as that was coming down. I have made a little bit of headway up here. I strimmed along this little corridor here, and of course it does mean that I can go over it with the lawnmower a bit easier now. Over there is where the big issue is going to be, and that's going to be all of the thistles. They are coming to the end of their lives, so hopefully they'll become a bit more brittle and easier to cut anyway. The next thing that I've done is I have started cutting along here. You may or may not be able to see there is a lot of bee activity around down here now. I don't know whether that's because there is a nest up here, or I don't know whether it's just I've cut one of their plants that they like to feed from down. Either way, I'm going to leave them alone for the time being. Hopefully when I come back to do the rest, they'll have gone, but to me it does look suspiciously like they might have a nest, as they all seem to be flying to the same little area down in that corner. So it does look like I'm not the only one that's had issues this year. So my plot neighbours, they had been absolutely smashing it last year. They'd got so much grown, so much done. Actually saw some of their relatives down today. They've not managed to get down here this year. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's COVID related or what, but at least for them, they've got this weed membrane down. I'm probably going to buy some more of that to put on the ground up here when I get a chance. The other area that I've started to cut is up here. As you can see, I've started making my way into all this area here. And then coming along, what I've also done is trim the front sections down. And I've also managed to trim what was the raspberry bed. So I've mentioned before, I'm probably going to move the raspberry bed. What I have managed to do is save 1, 2, 3, 4 raspberry plants. These are ones that were Thompson Morgan that I got last year. Those are the only 4 that actually did anything out of 18 plants from Thompson Morgan. They did send some replacement ones. None of these took. They were planted somewhere else, but none of those took. So they're sending me some replacement ones later this year. But I have to say, I don't have much hope, but we'll give them a go. It's not costing me any extra. And if they don't grow after that, I think I'll be looking for a refund. So I do have some more raspberries on the other plot. They're in a bed. I'm going to move those to a new bed that I'm going to create not too far from the apple trees in the large grassy area. But I think I made a decent bit of progress today. Not as much as I'd hoped, but along with the trimmer issues, I think it's reasonable. So not too bad. So that's going to be all for me for today. Thank you for sticking with me. I know I've not been around for a long time. I've not been looking at other people's videos, liking, commenting as I usually do. I have yesterday started going back on YouTube and started watching videos where I can. So I will be liking and commenting as soon as I get to videos. So thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that's still creating YouTube videos. As I say, I'll be catching up with them. Thank you for watching. Take care. Happy allotmenting.